come once again to discuss things.
Garbage. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Geeky Gentlemen. I'm Sid2. Joining me today is Deadpoolzilla.
Hello, fellow androids.
Yay. We're continuing character discussions today, and who are we talking about today?
We're talking about Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z.
Indeed we are. So Android 18 is another character in the long line of people who tried to kill Goku, who is now, his friend. And that's just... Toriyama's just got a shtick, man. It's just all it comes down to. It's the same fucking plot device. And I don't care, it works every time. It's just... he's got a thing that he does.
Yeah. So 18 is an interesting character in that it's interesting to note that, yeah, she was one of the redeemed villains, and again, that's Toriyama's shtick. But the interesting thing about her is that she kind of became, like, one of the most badass women in Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I don't know, I guess it depends on where you rank Bulma. Chi-Chi's a fucking joke. Because I want to say that's not really that hard to do, right?
Yeah, well, Bulma is, like, the brains of the outfit, but I feel like 18 is just like, she just, like, Chi-Chi was supposed to be a fighter. Ha, that's funny. But she, like, 18's like an embodiment of, like, what Chi-Chi and Bulma were supposed to be together. Like, 18 can, like, think for herself and has, like, some great points. And even at points, like, she almost feels like the leader of the team.
I mean, she's definitely got the coolest head out of everyone, because she doesn't have the stupid Saiyan pride. 18's the most efficient, and as a robot, that makes sense. But 18's the most efficient of the group, and she'd be the one who's like, okay, no, we're not... Like if 18 had been in the situation where it's like, in 2 years, 2 androids, she's like, no, we're just gonna go fucking kill the guy making them now and avoid this problem, right? She's not really out there to prove herself.
I'm one of the things that he creates. Never mind.
Yeah, but, like, if she were in that situation, right? Like, she's just not the one to fuck with this pride and prove my fighting capability shit. Even when she's...
It's her and Piccolo who are usually like, God damn it.
You fucking idiots! Yeah. You say she's the badass, and I always was bothered that she never really played much of a role in Z or GT. God, I fucking lost it. Or GT.
And it's kind of drives me nuts that it's like she broke Vegeta's arm when they first fought. How are you not utilizing her more? And I feel like maybe it's just a little sexism because, like, all right, did you see Resurrection F?
Yes.
Remember how they were like, why didn't 18 just go with them? I mean, I know there's a kid, but can't you just leave him at Roshi's or something and go join Krillin? I mean, Boo's not going to be there. Might as well have 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot to that. It's just... there is an undeniable underlying level of sexism. And it's not to say that there aren't good female characters. I think Bulma's a great female character who's... smarter than everyone else in the group and all that stuff. But at the same time, she's sexualized ridiculously and to the level of where it becomes exploitative and not just, like, for her. She runs around in a fucking Playboy Bunny outfit for how long in Dragon Ball? There's just shit like that. And it's like, it's part of the culture, it's part of the thing that it's kind of funny, kind of silly or whatever, and kind of sexy and dirty. It's whatever, but it is an undeniable level of sexism, and it kind of exists through 18. Yes, she's when she's a villain, she can be as intimidating and evil as possible. When she's not a villain anymore, now she has to be, tamed and not a problem. And to be fair, I think they kind of, to an extent, remedied that a bit in Super by having her be on the Universe 6 fighting team.
The team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a remedy to that a bit. I haven't seen Super, so I don't know if she gets to do much once she's there, but
she does not.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Although there is kind of neat to see her in 17 kind of reconnect a bit. And I will admit that the one thing they did right with 18 was actually show that she could be she is like best mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to note that like it's hilarious that we all shit on Krillin, but yet he's still like, hey, guess who got 18? Me.
Yeah, and that's again, like, it's kind of funny, kind of silly, but then yeah, she's a status symbol for him. You just like, I just get disappointed and stuff like that, and that's all. Like, the sexism is kind of all over Dragon Ball. Like, it always really bothered me that Pan never went Super Saiyan in GT. Especially when, like, Goten did it and Trunks did it as a gag. The fact that Pan could never go Super Saiyan, it's just a bit like, oh, okay. Whatever.
And I know some people, like, try to explain, like, oh, Pan can't do it because she's more human than Saiyan. And I'm like,
what the fuck ever.
But she's still Saiyan.
Yeah, what the fuck ever with that noise. It's not that. We all know it's not that.
Yeah.
And so it's disappointing that, like, 18 does get to be, super fucking intimidating and just scary powerful. And then, like, then she just gets kind of, muted and put to the side, and she gets some of that power taken away from her. And that's just, it's disappointing, but she's still an interesting character. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think she works better as a villain, or do you like her more as a character once she joins the good guys?
I like a bit of both, because I think she gets some cool shit in the Androids saga, and as well as she gets some cool stuff in the tournament story arc, where that's the last time you get to see 18 be awesome until Super. But yeah, I like it both ways, honestly, that 18 worked as both a villain and kind of a hero, because it's like she took to motherhood real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's kind of adorable in that way, but at the same time, she's still terrifying.
Yeah, and you're right. I do love that bit with her in the New World Tournament arc, where she's fighting Trunks and Goten. That's really funny. And she's like, oh god, her fight with Mr. Satan is incredible too.
Yeah. It's like, I love that moment where she essentially is like, all right, I guess I'm going to throw the fight, but at the same time, got to do it for my daughter, I got to do it for my family.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's really cool. Now, what do you think of, like, because to me, when I think of, like, 18 as a villain, I go straight to History of Trunks. Because, like, she doesn't get the opportunity to turn into that in the timeline that we follow. But in the original timeline, she gets really fucking demented.
It's really hard as in the History of Trunks movie.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Can you
like,
repeat that? Can you repeat that? You cut out.
Sorry, like, what I was trying to say is that she's really terrifying in History of Trunks, in that she is killing people slowly, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not like 17, who's just like, let's just wipe them out. She's like, no, let's enjoy this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that, and, like, there's this weird rivalry and like bickeringness she gets with 17 when, like, she wants to go shopping, and she like promises not to kill the guy, and then 17 kills the guy anyway. and like there's just this animosity growing between them, and like you just gotta think, like, what if Trunks hadn't gone back and then come back to the future and killed them? Like, what would have happened between them? Would they have, like, kind of turned on each other eventually?
More than likely, because I remember in GT, oh yeah, she also got to do stuff in GT and Super Android 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that. I don't know, it's interesting because 17 has a bit of a more sadistic streak to him, particularly in the future of Trunks timeline. Like, they don't do a ton with it, but I'm reminded, every time I look at 17, I look at the fucking gun he carries around, which is, of course, it's something Toriyama put in because it looks cool. But, like...
He doesn't need it.
Yeah, he doesn't need it whatsoever, but I kind of... The more I look at that, I do think it's one of those things where it totally works for the character, because I can see him using the gun just because he thinks it's more fun to kill people with a gun than with key blasts. And so, like, there's that sadistic edge to him that 18 doesn't quite have. But she's got... I don't know how to put it. She's
got a superiority thing.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. Like, she thinks she's better than him. So, like, she'll get cruel and unusual with people, particularly with Trunks. But she won't... She doesn't like to do it just randomly, willy-nilly like her brother does.
Yeah, like, there's a bigotry to how she kills people, whereas... but takes no pleasure. It's more like, I'm wiping you off the face of what I think is my Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. This is more just a general question about the androids. Do you think they're too OP compared to, like, where they're originating from? Because that's something that always bothered me. Like, Frieza's like this big space threat emperor kind of thing, and then it takes going Super Saiyan to defeat them. And then they get back to Earth, and, like, the androids are ridiculously stronger than the later model androids, 19 and 20, and the Super Saiyans. Though they have no reason to be, because the Super Saiyans completely destroy the later model androids. Is that weird? Am I the only one that thinks it's weird?
Yeah, no, it's. I always found it weird. It's like, so why are 17 and 18, and to a latter extent 16, more powerful than the later models?
I don't know. It's
Dr.
strange.
Gero wouldn't have that kind of data, would he?
Yeah, it's so weird because, like, they make a big deal out of Dr. Gero didn't know about Namek and Goku going Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
and then
it was by luck they found, like, Frieza's DNA when they showed up on Earth and Trunks killed him again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. It's Toriyama does his best to do backflips and make a lot of things connect together continuity-wise. I think the reason I don't like the Cell and Android saga collectively, because people break it down, I kind of consider it all one saga, to be honest with you, from when Frieza comes to Earth to the defeat of Cell.
I thought you liked the Imperfect Cell stuff.
I do, but, like, just generally, I don't like that whole arc very much, because I feel that's where the connections that Toriyama's attempting to make fall apart the most with stuff like that. Because that's the one where, like, originally, for the Android saga, he didn't even want to do a Cell saga. Originally, for the Android saga, he just wanted to do 19 and 20, but then his editor said, no, those don't look intimidating enough, do something scarier. So that's where you get 17 and 18. And he's like, no, it's still not scary enough, do something, like, more intimidating. And that's where you finally get Cell. And, like, it works artistically, because I agree, the designs get better and better, but... well, with the exception of semi-perfect Cell. But the story, the plot tends to break down. And so, like, I've always felt the androids, particularly 17 and 18, are stronger than they have any right to be in a ridiculous manner. Like, again, why are they that much stronger than a Super Saiyan? Like, it's not like I have a problem with them being able to defeat a Super Saiyan, particularly if they kept the whole power absorption thing that 19 and 20 had. It's the fact that, like, she just fucking tosses Vegeta. And it's like, really? That to me just became the kind of the epitome of lazier writing.
Yeah, but to be fair, like when she breaks Vegeta's arm with no problem, I still can't help but cringe at that scene.
Oh no, it's a fucking beautiful scene, and like it's a hard life to be a Vegeta fan because he has that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, I mean it's a great fight, and it's it shows that even though Vegeta just beat Android 19, he still gets his ass kicked. And it's just that one scene that made you go, oh god damn, I felt that.
Yeah. And so like it's just that's the thing that's always bothered me, that it's just such a not challenge whatsoever, and it's ultimately what became my problem with the Cell arc, because really it all just became about going to Super Saiyan 2, and that kind of made Super Saiyan feel diminished in my mind. So that's like why I've always had such a problem with like the whole Android Cell saga thing. But no, Imperfect Cell is fucking awesome. Imperfect Cell is a slasher villain. Anyway, what else with 18? So like, do you buy the relationship with Krillin, or does that feel super fucking contrived?
I kind of like it of just how because again, everyone shits on Krillin. I think he kind of needed a W.
Yeah. I suppose. I don't know. It's just like there's.
Time, like, it's kind of funny because at the same time it does start out contrived, but eventually you do see throughout the series like that underlying, like they do care about each other.
No, I agree. I think Toriyama builds the relationship up well after he decided to put them together. It's just like, isn't the whole premise of the relationship that she kind of thinks he's cute and decides to let him live?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was that was the whole thing, but then they like generally have this general relationship, which is actually like very well thought out, even more so than the Vegeta and Goku's relationship with their wives.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'm just nitpicking. I just never quite bought it. What can I tell you? But hey, maybe she's into like short, bald guys that are like unreasonably muscular. What I'm saying is I got a chance. No, what about design-wise? What do you think of 18's design?
I think it's aesthetically very cool. I think it works with a kind of like punk rock kind of thing Toriyama was trying to do with 17 and 18.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way, but you're totally right.
Yeah, it just kind of fits because like it's striking, but at the same time it feels casual, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it feels like the whole youth and rebellion kind of thing.
It was definitely like, this is definitely like something you would see a girl wearing at like a Nirvana concert.
Yeah, for the time it definitely fits the jean shorts and or the jean skirt and the jacket and stuff. That totally works. You know, like the design aspect that like wasn't really thought out but is really really cool and I like when it became a character moment was when Trunks cut her hair with the sword and she was fucking livid because it doesn't grow back. God, that was so interesting because like that haircut is so specifically designed to make her look intimidating as fuck, and then he cuts it and it just pisses her off. Like he does everything he can to try to hurt her, and all he does is piss her off. It's a really good scene, and it's all kind of connected to the design of the character.
Yeah. I will say that, I do like that kind of moment where Krillin just wishes her to be human, and she's like, I didn't, you could have consulted me first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like that. It was like, she, like, at least, like you said, like we said earlier, 18 is the first person to call bullshit on people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I kind of, like, in Super, they do go a little further into her and 17's relationship. And it is interesting because she doesn't trust him. And again, it kind of plays in that animosity we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think we could do a whole video on 17 somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I think he might be the more interesting out of the pair. But I do like 18 quite a bit. She's a bit underrated, though. I do feel like there's not enough done with her.
Yeah, I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, why isn't she at the front lines fighting against Boo and, fighting against, Bobbity when he was trying to get Boo? Why? She broke your arm, Vegeta. Why isn't she coming along?
I think it's because she's so completely surpassed. Like, the whole point of her arc is to surpass the androids and be able to fight Cell. And I do think she's one of the characters who literally cannot get any stronger based on the conceit of her creation.
Well, even Piccolo, and, even, like, in Resurrection F, Tien and Yamcha showed up.
Yeah, no, those, like, the human characters are always...
Not Yamcha, it was Roshi. Roshi and Tien showed up, and I'm like, okay, you still couldn't bring 18?
No, I agree. I'm not really getting into Super. I'm just speaking about, like, the way she was written in Z. I will say it makes sense for her not to be a big team member for, like, these bigger and bigger threats they're facing, because, like, how could she possibly get stronger? Jiro created her for a specific purpose. Like, it's not like she can lift weights, right? If her strength is based on animatronics, you can only do so much to a computer, right? Before it's just out of date.
But Ian, she was turned human. She could actually theoretically, she could break those limits now.
Was she? I thought she, like, maintained some of the android parts or something like that for the strength.
No, Krillin wished her to be human.
Okay, so is she still on the same level as she was when she was an android, or did she get weaker then?
Yeah, they keep her at the same level because they don't, they said, they were basically like, nah, whatever. That was their whole thing, is just she was now a background character, so, yeah, she didn't, they didn't have her train or anything. Which is, damn it, dude, that you've now given her the ability to break limits.
See, I never knew that. I always thought that she just maintained, like, this androidness, and she just happened to also be able to have kids or whatever. I've forgotten about the way the wish worked out for her. My bad. No, wait, really? Because, like, if I remember, let me say what I'm remembering, and I apologize if this isn't interesting to listen to, but this is gonna bug me. From what I remember, Krillin wished for her to be human and to have her boyfriend back. And she's like, no, he's my brother. And then he just wishes that that he'd come back. Am I totally fucking that up?
No, you're right, but she does keep him, she does stay human. 17 is the one who stays android.
Okay. It's been about a year or two since I've watched through any Dragon Ball Z, so I'm a little fuzzy on the details, my bad. Okay. What else? Oh, let's get back to design a little bit. As much as I like the idea of them including her in the Universe 6 survival arc or whatever that is, God, I hate the fucking tracksuit.
I hate it too. It's like, it's so bad. It's like, why that?
I don't know. It's a bad choice.
Yeah, I feel like it's, and also they give her like a business suit in GT, and I'm like, why?
No, the business suit I quite liked.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, she's the punk rocker who settled down and had a family and turned into like your kind of cranky adult. I kind of liked it. That series is weird, but it does a lot of subversion and kind of fitting people into aging roles in a really interesting way, and I like it. Same with Vegeta being like the dad that drives his daughter to the mall so she can go shopping. It's the same kind of like, yeah, like I should hate it because he's Vegeta, he's the prince of all Saiyans, but I don't know, it's just there's something undeniably charming in like seeing the character just kind of age and become kind of normal.
It's also hysterical that Vegeta is like the best dad of the show.
Oh, easily. People keep trying to say, "Oh, Goku's actually a good dad." No, he's a terrible father. He didn't leave his family just on a whim. It was important stuff. Yeah, but he's still a terrible father. Anyway, what else with Android 18?
I will say that, despite how terrible that movie is, she actually gets to do stuff in Bio Broly.
I don't remember shit about Bio Broly. What does she do in Bio Broly?
She's actually one of the... Bio Broly's a horrible movie, but it basically has her 18, and 18 is like the star of it because she's the most powerful member of that group. And it's like right after the tournament arc, and it's her, Krillin, Goten, and Trunks. I mean, Gotenks and Trunks. No, yeah, Goten and Trunks. Blech.
Gotenks. Yay, Gotenks.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just Goten, Trunks, her, 18, and Krillin. I think Hercule, too.
Oh, yay. What a lineup.
But it's like, I kind of dig it when like other side characters get the spotlight. But it's such a shit movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would love that. I would love a movie where Vegeta's the main character focus. Maybe it could be something related to, like, the Saiyans again, and maybe it can deal with his whole quest for power and how that's folly. Maybe we could have, like, I don't know, the legendary Super Saiyan show up, and Vegeta can have to go through a character arc, and Goku wouldn't have to be involved at all. Maybe these are all great ideas. Anyway. Not bitter. No, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, like it's cool when they do that, but Bio Broly was just not the film to pull it off, and unfortunately, it looks like it didn't do very well, so it didn't become a thing that they do very often.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is it weird that she's kind of standoffish with everyone, that she doesn't seem to have much of a relationship with anyone besides Krillin?
No, that's kind of per the course, because everyone was like, let her die.
Yeah.
Like, the only person she really tolerates outside of Krillin is kind of Bulma.
Really? I don't remember them interacting, I guess.
Well, like, when they're, she won't be standoffish with Bulma, but even then, that's kind of iffy. But really, she's just kind of pissed off that it's like, yeah, aside from Krillin, you all wanted me to die. So, forgive me if I'm not, all warm and fuzzy. And plus, she's been an android most of her life and kind of cynical and cold, so she can't really, not as a pun, but she can't really process human emotion that well.
Processing. Maybe. I don't know. I think that's a little weird. I mean, yeah, they all wanted her to die, but she almost killed all of them, so...
Well, to be fair, the other reason is that's just who she is. She kind of kept that kind of cynical coldness to her, even when she became human. And yeah, the only people she really cares about are really just Krillin and Marin, so...
Yeah. Now you mentioned that she's like a really good mom. Do you think it's weird that they don't train Marin? Like there's no interest in Marin becoming a fighter?
Well, she was just a toddler. Like, even she was younger than Goten and Trunks, really.
Yeah, I know, but still. It's, like, they never even talk about it. They just kind of... Again, I feel it's kind of like the sexist side some of the stuff that goes on in Dragon Ball. They don't even
Yeah.
talk about the possibility of her becoming a fighter.
Yeah. I think, like, if I remember right, I remember, like, there was supposed to be, like, stuff like Krillin didn't want her to be a fighter.
Hmm. I
And
mean,
he,
Krillin retired, so it would make sense. It's just, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So do you want to talk about, like, favorite fights with 18, or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I really, really love the stuff that goes down against Gohan and Trunks in History of Trunks. The Vegeta fight, it's hard to watch, but my god, uh, there's something satisfying about seeing him be such an asshole and get his ass handed back to him in a brown paper bag. What else? I don't know. Yeah, those are the only two that really stick in my mind.
I would say the fight with 17 and GT.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one too. All right. Let's go ahead and go on to recommendations for stuff to watch with 18. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say History of Trunks. And then yeah, the World Martial Arts Tournament arc that's part of the Boo saga. Is pretty good with her. And then yeah, she's got moments in the Resurrection F stuff of Dragon Ball Super that I liked. So she's got a little stuff peppered here and there.
Yeah, probably that would be mine too, and maybe the Super 17 arc along with it in
Okay.
GT.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, we need someone to talk about next time. And I got it. Calm your tits. Hakuna your Matatas. Don't have a rack attack. Let's not have mammary calamary, okay?
Okay, so who do you have?
Dumbledore?
I don't know anything about Harry Potter.
Really? You've never watched any of the movies?
I've only seen like the first 3 movies.
What the fuck? What? Your nerdy ass hasn't watched the Harry Potter movies.
I prefer wielding a lightsaber over a wand.
You little bitch. Damn it, I wanted to talk about fucking Harry Potter shit. Well, I shall find someone to talk about Harry Potter with. We're going to talk about Dumbledore next week. You will be excluded, sir. That's okay.
Aw.
It'll be alright. Okay, everyone, thanks very much for watching. Until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
I am the Don Juan of Comic-Con.
And we are your geeky gentlemen. And we will be discussing things.